looking forward after Apocalypse. The next movie in the Marvel Fox slate is X-Men Dark Phoenix, due out on November 2nd, 2018. It's currently going against Mulan, the Disney live-action version right now.
This is the movie that I think needs to take some serious notes from what Logan was.
Look at yourself in the
movie.
mirror and really look at yourself. Are you happy with who you are? That's what like.
And and your answer at the moment needs to be no, Fox. You are not happy with who you are, because who you are needs to look more like what Logan was and not like what the past of X-Men is. So let's take some notes. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a Western, because that would be weird for Dark Phoenix. But
no, that movie shouldn't be a Western.
No, not at all.
And this
movie should be themed on something. It should be themed the way Logan was themed like a Western. This movie should be themed as well. And they need to focus on that aspect of what the movie is, along with what Dark Phoenix is.
I kind of wish this movie wasn't happening next year, because it gets me nervous that they still don't have a pin on what they want the mainline X-Men movies to be. And without a director right now, and the only rumored director that we have is a longtime producer, Simon Kidberg, of these X-Men movies, while
I forgot about this.
While he knows the X-Men series as a whole, like, he's seen the best through X2 and he's seen the worst with, like, Origins Wolverine. You know what I mean? This guy has been through it all, and he's one of the names that's been consistent. Even that Fantastic Four reboot, he was on the originals and this one. So it's like,
that makes me mad.
That guy's still in the news, where if you talk to him, it's like, so what do you think about Fantastic Four? He's like, I'm hopeful for Fantastic Four 2. And then, like, you talk to Kate Mara and she's like, I haven't even seen the movie, man. Like, I'm not watching that shit. So, like, he's always been the big root, hurrah, like cheerleader in the sidelines for the Fox movies, even at its worst. So with a guy who's seen all the learning experiences through the Fox franchises, and he's been a part of it on a hands-on level, you could see that maybe as a director, he just needs to take it on himself, because maybe he was the one who actually was saying no to all the bad ideas and they were getting overruled. You know what I mean? We don't know what he is, but that's not the name that you want in the fucking headline when you're saying that there's another X-Men movie that's continuing from Apocalypse, which wasn't loved by the critics, and wasn't, like, even though it had like a 60% on Rotten Tomatoes, that movie was like a 20. No, it was like a 5 out of 10, and that was passing somehow. You know what I mean? It was like, it's not that bad, but no, the more you watch that movie, I feel like I aged twice as fast during those 2 hours in my life. Like, I don't know why, but that movie just drags, man. Magneto is nowhere in the last act. Like, there's a lot going on where it's just like, damn it, guys.
They built that movie on the trailers. They were like, okay, what did people love?
And the success of the last one.
They're like, all right, Quicksilver, we got to definitely put more Quicksilver in this. So we'll make his scene longer.
Damn, so Ruffham's really calling out that this movie, Dark Phoenix, is going to have the roughest time going up against Mulan. I would have to agree with that.
Yeah, Mulan's going to kill it live, because even though Mulan's had so much trouble with the whole, like, first there was the whitewashing theories, which got fucking smashed. Good job, Disney. Then there was the whole, oh, they're not going to sing songs theories, which are kind of like, it didn't necessarily got smashed, but it's kind of more like, hey, fuck off, we're going to do our thing.
Yeah.
Good job, Disney. I respect that. Then there was the whole, we want so-and-so director, blah, blah, blah. There was, we want a woman director, and then they weren't going to do a woman director. Then it was like, we're only going to do a woman director. They got a woman director. Good job, Disney. This movie's already had a hard time, but knowing that they've already had that hard time, I think Disney's got this big plan for, like, okay, when we get ready, when we're ready to unveil this movie, when we're ready to tell everyone that this movie's a thing and it's happening and it's for real, we're going to do it big. And they're going to do it huge. Dark Phoenix isn't even going to stand a chance. It's going to be almost like Dark Phoenix is...
Damn, you're throwing in not even a chance.
Dude,
see,
no,
I think that
seriously.
lends credence to them not actually debuting this year.
I think it gets pushed back. Dude. They
Like,
don't even have a
no,
director.
yeah, that's what I mean. Like, get pushed back even further, man.
Yeah, they don't have a director. It's not going up at the same time as Mulan.
What? Bryan Singer's currently working on a 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea movie. So it wouldn't be a bad idea to wait for him if you really wanted him, and to push that back to wait for it.
We should just like let go of Bryan Singer. Like
I'm saying that too, but versus that,
no connection to the old
Simon Kinberg.
Get rid of Kinberg too.
And they're not restarting the universe, because you can't have the first movie in a new universe. Okay, first of all, you can't have a new Jean Grey after you just put Sophie Turner. And Sophie Turner isn't a bad actress, so it's like, I want a new universe, but I would almost want to, like, just let everyone know, like, hey, we're just gonna disregard everything. But it's the same good actors. Anyone who wasn't up to par, we're gonna get rid of them and throw in, like, you know, a fucking...
I don't think it would work.
I don't think it would work either, but I'm saying that we know basically
in
that
a perfect world, yeah.
all the setup for Dark Phoenix, we knew that this was leading into this. And the fact that this isn't called X-Men and that this is called X-Men Dark Phoenix, this means that it's a continuation of that story.
It sounds kind of like X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Yeah, and Ruffham's in the chat on twitch.tv/constant rotation where you can join in on the chat as well as Twitter and YouTube as well. But he's putting the question, do you think they're going to continue with the Avenger-ish tone and rating like they always have with the PG-13? Or do you think they try something new and actually highlight the dark in Dark Phoenix and make it R and gritty and just go for it?
I don't know. I mean...
Because that's a way you could reinvigorate the franchise without a new director is change the tone.
Honestly, I think for that to happen,
stakes.
people on the internet need to start talking more for that to happen.
You're right.
Because once everyone started talking about Deadpool being rated R,
Even
then
more so with
they pulled the
Logan,
trigger.
yeah.
They were like, no, Deadpool is definitely fucking rated R. In that one commercial where he bashes the reporter's head, whatever the fuck. So they did that once everyone started talking. Then everyone was like, oh my God, dude, could you imagine if they could do a Logan movie like this? Like, that'd be perfect. Then what happened? We got a Logan movie like this. So if
Hugh Jackman had to threaten to retire.
Exactly.
He is retired, I guess, quote unquote.
He's still retired. He's like, hey, fuck you guys.
I still think we'll get a scene of him in Deadpool 2. I think he'll pop up.
Didn't they already say he's going to be...
They probably shot it.
He's going to be cameoing as himself.
They didn't announce it.
Oh.
So they didn't say anything, but there's like banter and like pictures and like,
okay.
You know it'll happen, dude. It has to. You can't not be in something that good. Ruffham's kind of thrown out there, and so is Napgod, that no one cares about Dark Phoenix, and this is the second time that they're attempting it, and they haven't made anyone really care.
That's because the only people who care about Dark Phoenix are the ones who read the comic books. And
how sad that if you're gonna pick out there's two famous X-Men comics lines. It's Dark Phoenix and it's Age of Apocalypse. They already did Apocalypse. They fucked that up. Then there's Days of Future Past too, I guess. Sorry guys. They did that right. So that made us excited. First Class isn't, I don't think, a straight up name of it.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
I learned something
And there's
new.
House of M.
Yeah, House of M I've heard. I've never heard of First Class. Really? That's like a storyline?
Yeah.
Huh. Sick. Anyways, I'm authentically like curious because I thought fucking what's his name? Damn it, the guy does Kingsman. Matthew Vaughn, I thought he just took over the franchise and just was like, oh, it's in the 50s because we need to set it far enough forward.
First Class is actually a thing.
That's sick, dude. Then he adapted that seamlessly to where I just thought that was all in his head, man. But is Firefly and the chick and all the characters? Because I want to read this now.
Don't believe the characters were accurate.
But it was like 50s, like was the whole Cuban Missile Crisis?
Yeah, the story is pretty much for more or less the same. I never actually read it. I just know that like the story is like the beginning of the X-Men, the beginning of the school of mutants and shit. You know?
And that was a different tone too, and that kind of set up for Days of Future Past. But then it was just lost completely in Apocalypse. So what would you prefer?
They just fucked up. Like,
would you prefer a gritty? Or dark or
for Dark Phoenix?
Rated R or PG-13? What type? Like
rated R for sure. I think everything's better rated R. Only because in this country, in America,
not just X-Men, Iron Man can't be rated R, dog.
No, I think it would be better if it was. I think it would be a better movie if they were allowed to just speak freely and just react to things the way a real person would react to things versus the way a scripted comic book character reacts with his funny one-liner, his corny like, got you. I just killed all these people, but I guess anyone wants some more.
Demon in the Bottle storyline for Iron Man can get dark. Like there's dark essences of all characters.
They don't all have to be dark.
Tony Stark doesn't.
Real.
Yeah, but I would argue that not all realism gets lost just because of a rating. But for a lot of these movies, I think it does because you can't, like you're saying, it does have to be kind of like, I'm the hero, I saved the day, you're welcome. Moving on to the next scene, quit.
Like, I'm just talking about like what makes a good movie, not what makes a good superhero movie.
Oh, of course, yeah.
If we're already talking about like this is by genre a superhero movie, then yeah, it doesn't have to be realistic. It just has to be like, it has to be exactly what they are. The superhero saves the day. That's why the Marvel movies do so good. But if we're talking about like, do I want the Dark Phoenix to be a good movie or do I want it to be a good superhero movie? I want it to just be a good movie. I want them. Yeah. I want what Fox is doing to stop trying to be superhero movies because Marvel's already killing it with that. Or Disney Marvel is already killing it with that. I'd rather they just made movies the way that they made Logan a movie. It's not necessarily a comic book movie, you know?
Shout out to Ruffin for, I think he's the one deleting all the Nightbot tags. Nightbot keeps saying, like, the alias you have picked for this command. And Ruffin's just like, you're out. You're not a mod. Get out of here. Shout out to whoever that is. If it's Ruffin or Napgod, we love y'all. If you are listening to this show on iTunes, you can also find us live on Twitter at After the Preview, AFTERThepreview. We can't afford an S. It's just the name of our show, but not plural, bitches. And twitch.tv/constant. The End Game Show is also live every single Wednesday at 6 p.m. PST. That is our video game show, just like this show, but we talk about video games.
I feel like we should have set up the Facebook too, just because like
Facebook actually with the restream you got to pay for it. So it's just one of those things where we got to really talk to each other as like a company. Is $10 a month worth going live on Facebook? No. If not, what I'm thinking is I have some spare phones in that closet. This is really breaking the YouTube where I'm pointing to the camera like they're like, what?
Yeah, they're like,
my closet. No, but in my closet I do have spare iPhones. So what I could do is set one up just set up it'll look not as good as this. Twitter's pretty spoiled. It looks pretty good with the whole Periscope and allowing us to stream through the same thing that Twitch streams from. So one day soon, it'll happen. Don't worry.
What's
the next story?
I got a phone